Here is the complete guide for the brand new fairy event in Roblox Grow Garden, and I can guarantee you guys after watching this, you won't need any other tutorial. This one's going to cover everything from the fountain system, the upgrades, the pets, all the new plants, and even the really controversial rebirth mechanic that has the community split right now. So yeah, it's a lot, but we're going to go through it all slowly. But before we dive in, do me a little favor, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to reach 5k subs, and if you can, please watch until the end. Honestly, every one of you makes a huge difference. Okay, let's get into it. The fairy event runs every single hour. You'll know it's happening because there's always a timer counting down, and once it hits 0, the fountain activates. The big thing about this event is the Glimmering Mutation. That's the special effect that ties everything together here. If you've got glimmering plants, you're already a step ahead. So the way it works is through the fairy fountain, and that's basically the heart of this event. The fountain will ask for specific fruits like maybe a glimmering strawberry or glimmering mango. If you have that exact fruit, boom, you turn it in and you're done. But let's be real, most of the time you don't just magically have the perfect glimmering fruit sitting around. That's where the fountain power system comes in. Instead of stressing and farming like crazy for that one fruit, you can feed the fountain with any other glimmering plants you've got. Let me show you. I don't have the radar yet, but yeah, I'll look for one with a glimmering mutation that isn't a tomato. Yeah, this one, and this is a strawberry. Let me submit it, and there we go, 1 point. The rarer they are, the more points they give. So a basic tulip might be nothing, but a prismatic plant, that'll skyrocket your points. And if you max the bar, you clear the level without ever needing the exact request. Now the fountain has 5 levels. Each one gets harder, but the rewards get sweeter. Once you hit level 5, you can reset back down, but you'll need 10,000 points or 59 Robux to do it. It's almost the same vibe as the Bone Blossom quest: climb, reset, repeat. And to make it easier, the game gives you a free tool called the Glimmering Radar. Use it, and every glimmering plant in your garden just lights up. Honestly, it's a lifesaver when you're grinding fountain power. But there's a big catch. You can't actually get the radar until you've completed a stage of the wishing well. Once you finish, you'll get to choose from 3 random rewards, and if the radar shows up, lucky you. So at the start, you really do have to grind it out. Now, let's move on to the Fairy Godmother NPC. She's the upgrade vendor for this event, and she's got a bunch of buffs you can buy. Stuff like raising your glimmer multiplier so your plants mutate more often, extending the event duration, or boosting how many fairies spawn around you. All of these make farming smoother, but the real action is still in the fountain. Now, the rewards, and there's a lot. The highlight has to be the Enchanted seed pack, which contains all the brand new plants. You've also got cosmetics, the fairy targeter that attracts glimmering mutations, enchanted eggs for the new pets, and pet shards that literally make your pets glow. Yeah, this update went all in on collectibles. But let's stop here for a second, because this update wasn't just about the fairy event. It also dropped some massive game-wide changes. The first one is the trade cap. You can no longer just send unlimited shekels to your friends. Now it's capped at 10 QA per trade. Some players hate it, but honestly, the economy needed this. And then there's the big one, the Rebirth system, or as the game calls it, ascending. When you ascend, you lose all your money, gone. But in exchange, you unlock a new currency called garden coins. These are required for long-term upgrades in the garden coin shop. We're talking about things like more save slots for your gardens, bigger pet capacity, expanded plant inventory. Basically serious upgrades that give you lasting power. But the only way to get garden coins is through Rebirth. 1 Rebirth equals 1 coin. So if you want an upgrade that costs 5 coins, yeah, that means 5 resets. And don't think you can outsmart it. You can't just trade away all your money before rebirthing, because that 10 QA cap blocks you. Plus, you also need a specific plant for the requirement. Right now, it's a Twisted Chill giant pine cone, but it will rotate to others like Elder Strawberry later on. This is where the controversy comes in. Some players love it because it finally gives veterans something to grind again. Others hate it because it wipes weeks of work. Personally, I think it's a bold move, but I really want to know your thoughts. Drop it in the comments. Are you team Rebirth or team no reset? Alright, let's circle back to the fun stuff, the new plants. Inside the Enchanted seed pack, you'll find Lightshoot, Sunbulb, Glowthorn, Prayer Rose, Spirit Flower, Aurora Vine, and the ultra rare Wispwing. Spirit Flower and Aurora Vine are currently the heavy hitters, selling in that 150k to 200k range. Wispwing is insanely rare with only about a 0.5% chance to pull it. Glowthorn's kind of underwhelming as a legendary, and Prayer Rose looks gorgeous but doesn't fetch the prices you'd expect. But let me tell you, Spirit Flower's design is insane. Aurora Vine too. They really nailed the fairy theme visually, and even if some of them don't sell for crazy amounts, they're still worth growing just for the collection. Now, the pets. This is where a lot of players are gonna get hyped. All of them come from enchanted eggs, and each one's got a unique ability. The ladybug is the simple one, just speeds up growth by 1.5 times. The pixie is more fun. Every few minutes it spreads pixie dust, boosting your plants and making nearby players levitate. It's like a little party trick that also helps your farm. The imp is chaotic. Every 7 minutes it spawns a chase event. If you catch it, you get random rewards. Could be recall wrenches, radars, or even the event lantern that teleports you straight to the event area. It's fun, but after hours of grinding, yeah, the chasing gets old. And finally, the Cockatrice, the divine pet. Every 20 minutes, it has a chance to turn fruits silver or gold, which is cool but not amazing. The real power is its venom. Every 10 minutes, it spits at fruits, pets, or eggs, giving them toxic mutations, speeding their growth, and handing pets a fat chunk of XP. That's where it becomes potentially game-changing. On top of that, there's the pet shard, which lets you give pets the Glimmering mutation. That means your pets can actually spread fairy dust to your fruits, letting you farm glimmering plants way more consistently. So to wrap everything up, the fairy event gives us the fountain system, the glimmering mutations, the Godmother upgrades, a whole set of rewards, and alongside that, the rebirth mechanic with garden coins, plus all these new plants and pets. It's one of the biggest updates Grow a Garden has had, period. Some parts are controversial, but no matter how you feel, the game feels alive again. If you made it this far, comment fairy down below so I know who the real ones are. And while you're there, smash that like button and subscribe. We're on the road to 5K subs and your support means the world. Thanks so much for watching and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.